Spencer alongside. And, well, Ted, you're only the president, the owner, and the founder of this wonderful showcase. Of course, the Blue Chip 225. And I got to ask you, what's 225 stand for?
Well, 225, 14 years ago, we sort of aspired to have 225 kids. Now we're close to between 14 and 1,500 kids this year from 38 states around the country and 3 provinces of Canada. So we've blown that number out of the water. It's just a number that sticks, and we like it. But we run 3 programs: a rising senior program here, a rising junior, and a rising sophomore program. They all go back to back here at Bryant University, which is an outstanding school and university, and has outstanding facilities. So we're very happy to be here.
Ted, what do these kids want to accomplish when they're here? What is this all about to take the most from it?
Well, I think these guys want to play a high level of lacrosse. As you can see out here from that first game, there's some really terrific athletes out here, great lacrosse players. I think they want to come together and show their skills and showcase their skills to coaches all around the country. And one of the reasons we're doing these live video feeds is to allow a better opportunity or exposure opportunity for these kids. And they want to come and be seen. They want to go on and play college lacrosse at an institution that's going to be best for them.
It's amazing what technology can do and how it can aid these young men in their progress. Not only when they go back and look at the film, right, and say, I can tweak this, I can work on this, but as you mentioned, as a recruiting tool out there too. So it's amazing. They didn't have this back when you were at Fairfield University in 1998, and so did they?
No, no, they didn't. Actually, I was at Fairfield from 1995 until 2008 as a coach, and we certainly didn't have that. This kind of capability there at that time, or even really thought about it, to be honest with you. But the game's expanded like crazy, as you can see. The game's on ESPN every weekend, and the sport has grown tremendously, and we're happy to be part of that growth.
Well, we're just about set to get this elite game underway. So varsity, and then you have the elite group, and the
Mhm.
biggest difference between the two groups, is it
Well, I think
measurable?
you can see, the elite players are sort of bigger, stronger, faster. Try to categorize guys that, are top 15 to 20 Division One type of prospects. That doesn't mean they necessarily go there, but a lot of these kids will go to top Division Three programs too. But yeah, just generally the top caliber kids, around the country. And again, like we said, at Blue Chip 225, we have kids coming from 38 states, and that's the neat thing about it. You have an opportunity here as a young man to come compete against different people from all over, as opposed to just people in your region. And I think that's very exciting.
And I think it opens up their eyes to really what their skill level really is when you get a chance to compete with others from different parts of the country. And I mean, you've had folks from England over here to compete too.
Yeah, we've had kids from England. We've had kid from Germany. We've had a kid express interest from Australia, and really starting to get a lot more Canadians here, which is neat. We've had kids from Ontario and Alberta, and also in British Columbia, which is great. And as you know, the sport, around the country is just growing immensely. We're currently residing in California, and I know for a fact there, programs went from, 90 varsity programs to, a few hundred in the course of about 5 years, which is really tremendous.
I can go back to my early days in high school in 1972 at Peabody, Massachusetts. They didn't know what lacrosse was. It was kind of known in the southern part of the state, but in the northern part of Massachusetts, you didn't know too much about the game. And all of a sudden, they started a club team and moved on to the varsity level.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing like crazy everywhere. I mean, we see kids here. We have kids here from Tennessee, Hawaii, California, Washington State, Oregon, Las Vegas, Arizona, Texas, North Carolina, Florida. Of course, all the Mid-Atlantic and New England states, and Michigan, Ohio, Colorado. I mean, it's crazy.
Do you feel like you're a crusader for the sport of lacrosse? Since it's gaining the popularity and you've stuck with it so long.
Oh, I don't know, but I think there's a lot of great people in this game. I'm not sure, I'm a crusader or what have you. I like to be part of it. I'm glad to be part of the growth of the sport, and really my objective after retirement in 2008 was to help kids get recruited to college. And this is a way to do it. Having been a coach in college for about 16 years and a head coach for 13 years at Division I level, just know a lot of coaches, a lot of high school coaches, a lot of college coaches, and I use those associations to help kids, during the process, whether it be advice, whether it be steer them in the right direction, and my relationships with high school coaches to make sure we're getting good quality kids here coming to Blue Chip 225.
The part about coming to Blue Chip 225 also is learning a little bit about I'm going to call it the art of being recruited, because it certainly is a certain way you have to go about it today, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to it than just the stuff on the field. It's getting kids focused on, things like goal setting, achieving well in the classroom, which is very important because that attitude gives you more options with where you might be able to play. But also just thinking about, how you write a letter to a coach, or what a good profile looks for. Answering questions about, what coaches are looking for in the recruiting process, et cetera, because every school is different, and there's a lot of great schools out there, and I think there's a school there for every kid.
Obviously, one of the important factors is you must be a good student if you want to have a chance to be looked at, right?
Oh, sure. I think that goes, certainly the better student you are, like I said, the more options you have. I think that's what kids have to realize, that, you can't just play lacrosse and go to college and play lacrosse. You have to have good grades too, and you got to be a good kid, and you got to, show leadership and work ethic, and that's what college coaches are looking for.
Well, it's an interesting start to this one here, with the blue team jumping out to a 2-1 lead over the white team, and white trying to come back quickly, and they have, and they've tied it up at 2.
Yeah, I expect this game to be, a great showcase of talent, and being only the second day here, I think these guys, they've played, probably 4 games today. They're a little bit tired, but I've been impressed with the effort.
That was Sonato scoring that goal right there for the white team. Did a nice job. If I'm pronouncing it, he's got the toughest name of the whole lot too.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
You want to take a stab at it? Go right ahead.
No, I don't want to.
Sonato. We'll go with Sonato. Yeah, there you go. So we have a 2-2 game right now. As you take a look at it from afar now, you're out of the game of coaching. How do you approach the sport now from the teaching aspect?
Well, I've been fortunate enough to coach my son's youth team, which is a lot of fun, and be involved with that. To have that opportunity is really tremendous, because, as a college coach, I never had the chance to really pay a ton of attention to my own children. So that's something I've been able to do, and I have really enjoyed doing it.
White team on the attack again. I do want to talk a little bit about you're very much involved with cancer awareness and what's going on with that.
Sure.
You're a survivor of cancer. My mom's a survivor of cancer. I think it just hits just about every family out there, and I know you feel very strongly about that.
Yeah, I sure do. I'm a stage 4 cancer survivor. I'm real proud to say I am a survivor, and I've tried to do a lot of things to help with cancer. I've spoken to different cancer groups. I got involved with the Connecticut Challenge in Connecticut when I was living there, which is a bike race, a 100-mile bike race to raise money for cancer. Did a lot of fundraising for that. Was very successful at it, and just the whole philosophy behind it, and the attitude of people who are there to help is just fantastic. And I encourage people to get involved in those kind of things, and I've tried to be active in those kind of things. Obviously now in California, it's a little bit different, but I've known a lot of people through lacrosse who've been affected by cancer. My good friend Kevin Giblin down at Georgetown Prep. When he was diagnosed, I sort of mentored him through the process, if you will, and Always there to help. That's what I like to do. If you look at my website, I have a video on there.
Yeah, I watched the video. It was terrific.
About cancer, and I encourage people to watch that and get involved.
That's terrific. And the one thing I took from the video that I did have a chance to watch for a few moments there was your positive attitude. And I think you can take that to all walks of life, too, that very strong positive attitude.
Well, yeah, I think that, you have to have a positive attitude if you're going to be successful in anything. And, I've tried to take that, moving away from coaching and just running blue chip full time. You have to say, hey, I can do this, and I can help kids and be successful doing it. And, we have. So, we're blessed for that.
Talk a little bit about what's going on out here on the field right now to give these guys their due and what they're trying to accomplish.
Well, I think, as when I spoke to the kids right before the game, I let them know that, it's an honor to be in an all-star setting. And, they're representing the entire camp of, 450 kids or so. And they owe it to them to come out here and play hard. And, I think these kids want to show that, out here that they're not only good individual players, but they're good team players. We talked about, being an unselfish player, playing without the ball, playing hard with the ball, playing good defense, showing strong effort, and representing what all these kids here are doing.
It was interesting. I had a chance to talk to a young man. I think he's from Montana earlier today, and both his parents in education. He knows the symbol, the importance of education. He's looking at Brown, looking at MIT. Must be a pretty smart kid too.
Sure.
And he's talking about, well, I like lacrosse, but it's more of an avenue for me because I really can't make a living at this game. Do you think it'll ever be a sport where you'll see those big salaries like you do in baseball and
Well,
basketball?
you never know. You never know. I mean, there is the professional levels now. I think, now with TV exposure and the game growing around the country, I'd say never say never. I mean, it is very popular, and it's exciting to watch. It's a fast game. There's lots of scoring, and, all those combinations there make for great things. But more importantly than that, I think people who play lacrosse, they love the game, and it is, and they respect the game. It's got great tradition. It's got, it's really a great game all the way around, and people are around it and love it like I do. They know what I'm talking about.
Well, I've just learned to love it over the last few years, to be truthful about all that. And I remember back in my college days at the University of New Haven a long time ago, they had a lacrosse team, and a couple of my hockey buddies actually played. And they tried to get me out there. And the more I learn about this game, I think I missed out on an opportunity.
Yeah, I think you did. I think it's one of those things when you start playing lacrosse, you get the bug, and that's the end of it. So.
Good contest right now. The white team on top by the score 3-2 over the blue team.
A great save right there by the goalie.
That really was. Great anticipation. I see so many similarities to the game of basketball and the strategies of hockey and this and some of the football physical play. Kind of brings it all together.
Absolutely does. A lot of coaches love seeing their kids playing basketball in the off season just because of the team aspect of it, clearing space for, the driver, the dodger, picking for the ball, off-ball movement, the defensive aspect of it, give and goes, things like that. There's a lot of similarities to basketball for sure.
White team with that 3-2 lead, trying to grow that lead now. That was Alex Castle, by the way, who made that nice stop down to our right a few minutes ago from Flemington, New Jersey. Might have been the best save of the night right there.
Yeah, it was a nice save. Good anticipation, like you said. And
white team showing some good patience now. Also a game of patience, isn't it? You really don't want to force the issue.
Well, like any sport, I think there's a time to be patient and time to push the ball. And lacrosse has a great transition aspect to it. And if you have transition numbers, meaning, a 3-on-2 or 4-on-3, you want to push the ball. But also running up and down, takes its toll during the course of a game. You have to know when to go and when to slow, as many coaches say. and there's time to settle the ball and get people settled down and take control of the game a little bit. Particularly when you have a lead, there's no rush, and so yeah, you see a lot of that in the game of lacrosse.
Blue team with a chance now, trailing 3-2 as they come back the other way. That's Blake Nyland, the goalkeeper for the blue team from Westborough, Massachusetts. Not too far from here.
That's right. You know, Smithfield, Rhode Island here is a great spot in the summer. You know, like I said, Bryant's got a great campus with, you know, terrific facilities. And, you know, it's close to Providence. It's close to Boston. You know, parents who come and drop their kids off, they go to the Cape, they go to Newport, they go to Boston. They're very close by, a lot of neat things to do. And the city of Providence is fantastic as well. You know, they have great restaurants there, you know, great nightlife. It's a lot of fun. So really great spot for the camp just in general, I think. You know, when kids come here, their parents are always real happy with, you know, dropping them off and being able to do a lot of neat things in the area.
Absolutely. I like to go to Federal Hill while I'm here in the state of Rhode Island over the next couple of days or hours or whatever, you know.
Yep, some of the best Italian food around for sure.
It is terrific. White team looking to pull ahead 5-2. They now lead 4-2. Key to put it out top. McLean. Good speed, nice shot down low. Change the angle a little bit there. That's important. I noticed that the more I start to watch this game, the skilled player is able to change that angle very quickly with a lacrosse stick.
Yeah, absolutely. That young man right there who scored the goal did a tremendous job of getting separation. You know, if you have speed like that, it's so tremendous in the game because if you can get by somebody, it forces them to slide, and that creates a 2-on-1 situations, or just gets your hands free like there and be able to get a good shot off.
So White on top of the blue, 5-2. Now, how do you put these teams together for the All-Star teams? How do you judge so many players in a short period of time like that?
Yeah, it is tough. What we do is rely on the coach. We have 2 college coaches per team, and they sort of select their top players. We have a series of field generals out there, you know, 5 or 6 guys that oversee the fields, and they tabulate, you know, all the All-Stars and put in their, you know, sort of their comments and come together, you know, put together the teams. It takes a little bit of time to, you know, really talk about kids, but they do a nice job. You know, these kids, these coaches out here, they're watching, you know, maybe 8,000 to 10,000 kids play lacrosse every summer, so they do a pretty good job evaluating and are able to pick out the kids they feel really sort of are the, you know, the cream on, you know, that comes to the top, you know.
There's another nice stop right there by Castle. He had a good view on that one.
Yeah, he did.
You know, when you talk about coaching your own children and trying to teach the fundamentals at that youth level, what is the basic foundation? Where do you begin?
Well, I think, you know, in lacrosse, it's so important to have good stick skills. You know, it's something you need to work on. You know, as you know, I say stick skills, be able to, you know, catch and throw right and left-handed. And then obviously, you know, you have to work on your dodging skills as well, and your shooting skills if you're an offensive player. You know, I think defensively, same thing. You know, stick skills are very important. And I think that, you know, if you want to play in college at a high level, your stick skills have to be pretty immaculate.
I think Cirillo just showed us that right there in that goal, didn't he?
Sure.
That was terrific. 6-2 now, the White team on top. Type of game where you can actually go out by yourself and use a wall to hone some of those stick skills, I would imagine, too.
Yeah, if you're diligent about this, you know, your work ethic with, you know, shooting and passing and, you know, getting against the wall and just drilling every day, you're going to become a good lacrosse player. It's a repetition thing. You have to put in the reps, and you know, the best players always do it. And you can tell the great shooters are the ones that have taken thousands and thousands of shots, and that just comes with repetition. And I think that you know, if you put in the time, you can do some great things in the sport.
back when you were at Fairfield University, you had a couple of teams who were very successful, went to the NCAA's and actually top 15 rankings, which is tremendous. And what's the secret to put together good teams like that?
Well, I think it's it's again it's a group of athletes that decide they want to go to work and they want to put in the effort as a unit to do what it takes to be successful. I think that is the biggest thing. It's a decision of a group of young men with great leaders who say, we want to do whatever it takes to be successful. That means, getting up at 6 in the morning and being the best conditioned team out there and just working harder than everybody else. That's really what sets you apart, I think, in those things. And, our best teams were led by great individuals and also kids who were willing to work. And that's really what it comes down to. It's, work ethic. It's hard work, dedication, and, when you do that, you don't want to lose. You can't lose because you've worked too hard for it. So that's really, to me, that's a lot of the secret. But obviously, you've got to put in your time as a team and make sure you're doing all the right things offensively and defensively, and you're prepared for every situation. And a lot of great coaches out there do that. And you look at Virginia this year, the effort that those guys put together, the commitment they made to be successful, and to step it up to another level of commitment to the sport, to discipline, off the field. That's really, what it takes. And they had a great result, and it was a team effort. That's what's so great about it. Yeah, they had some star players, but it really was a team effort.
It was a team effort. It was terrific. I was at my son's graduation from Lafayette when they were playing one of their games on their way to the championship there, which was terrific. When you talk about Virginia, you talk about Maryland, you talk about Cornell, you talk about North Carolina. These kids come here to this camp, and then they head on to matriculate at that higher level.
Yeah, we've had kids go to top Division 1, 2, and 3 programs from Blue Chip over the years. I mean, it's just amazing. But not every kid's going to go there. And even though we've had a lot of kids over the years do that, we've had a lot of kids come to Blue Chip. But there are a lot of kids also that have gone on to other, Division 2 and Division 3 programs. And, there's, everybody has aspirations to play lacrosse. So, our focus is not only on those guys, it's also on the other kids, that they're going to go somewhere where they can play. And, we have a lot of coaches here tonight, 75, 80 coaches watching the game right now or so. And that's great for the kids. But it's not just the kids that go to Virginia and Maryland and Hopkins and, all the other top programs in the country. It's the kids that want to go to NESCAC school, that go to Ivy League schools, that go to, places like Providence College, that go to, Hamilton up in upstate New York, or go to Colgate. I just think it's great when you see kids going somewhere where they're happy and they fit in.
Absolutely.
And it could be anywhere.
That is the bottom line, that they're happy and that they can fit in.
Yep.
So it's not a place where I've seen this in the game of ice hockey, and that's a game that I'm highly fond of. I still skate a little bit today, but that they want these kids to go out and play 2-3 years of juniors before they'll even offer them a scholarship to go as a freshman to school. They're 22, 23 years old. The purity of it all is just gone.
It's tough.
It's all promise. That they can't live up to, too.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, not everybody's going to go where they want, and hopefully kids are finding a place that fits them well, and they're going to be successful, and they're going to have a great education, and they're going to enjoy where they are. We always say, if you blow out your knee, would you like to be at that school? And so I think that a lot of kids are end up being very happy with a place, and they maybe thought, hey, I never thought of that school. And so that's what recruiting showcases like Blue Chip 225 do for kids, create opportunities maybe they hadn't thought of before.
What can a high school coach take from an atmosphere like this as they want to help and guide young people who are very young trying to make decisions you're just talking about?
Hmm.
I mean, how should they, do they do a better, I guess as I stumble through it, do they need to do a better job at preparing these kids to move on to the next level? I think sometimes the high school coach gets a lot of pressure if they don't find a college for their particular athlete. That could be in any sport, doesn't have to be lacrosse.
Well, I can say this, there are a lot of high school coaches out there, and you're going to find great ones, and there's gonna maybe be some not so great ones. But I can tell you, I talk to high school coaches every day because they're the people I talk to about, bringing candidates to Blue Chip 225. And there are some really terrific coaches out there. They're great people. They want good things for their kids. And they want their players to go on and play good lacrosse. And I think a lot of these high school coaches, they have bigger jobs than just teaching these young men how to play lacrosse. It's also teaching them to be good citizens and good kids, and be disciplined and have work ethic. So it's a bigger job than it appears. Hopefully they are guiding those kids in the right way so that when they go on to college, they have a great foundation. Coaches recruit that. Coaches recruit that. College coaches recruit that. And so, there are a lot of coaches that do a terrific job, recommending their players and, talking about what they can do. And they also, don't want to, do a really good job of making sure they get them, in our programs that best fit them, where they're going to be most successful, and so we found that, by working with them and, our varsity and our elite divisions that we, place them in a spot that's best for them here at camp. So I find most coaches are really good about it.
White team moving from left to right. They have the 6-2 lead over the blue squad. Of course, Ted putting this together. A dream. Is this a dream come true for you to have this camp, this showcase?
Yeah, it's we've been doing Blue Chip now for 14 years, and it's great to see it grow. It really is. It's exciting, and we're very proud of what we've accomplished here, and I think we put a great product on the field, and more importantly, I think the kids really enjoy their experience here. We've had very good comments about that, and that's the most important thing to us. The kids are having a good experience, having fun playing, and enjoy the camp.
I made my way up here today. I got here about 2 o'clock, and one of the first things I noticed, respectable young men. They seem to really enjoy being here, and they're really dedicated to trying to do the best they can. And the organization that you guys have put together with all these different games and all these kids and setting up the food. Nice shot right there for a goal. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was a great goal. It's I think second goal we've seen from Michael McQuiston. Just really good job. He shows great speed, and again, we talk about that separation that he's able to get and get his hands free. And he's a quick little young man out there, and he's showing some great things to the coaches here tonight.
So if you were recruiting, you might be putting a star next to his name.
Yeah, you like I think particularly if you're a Division I coach, you're looking at speed, and he's a quick kid and shows promise, and he's got good skills, and those are things you like to watch.
There's O'Donohue clearing it to the side here. And Nino couldn't do much with it. White team appears to be just a little bit quicker here tonight. You can't teach that, can you?
No, you can't teach speed for sure. It's love to see a really fast guy. Really, college coaches love that. It really helps.
Nice stuff.
All aspects of the game, transition, dodging, just in general, getting it up and down.
That was a nice stop by McCarthy.